Hey, this is Ricky with Real Talk Champ, doing part 2 of this building a Western Old Town Saloon based off of the Blackwater Saloon in Red Dead Redemption 2. Streaming live through YouTube at Real Talk Champ. That's RealTalkChamp. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe, and we'll get down to shenaniganery in a moment. Going. Make sure we've got audio. Hey, Ian. Okay, there we go. We do have audio. Sorry about the dealing with the chemicals off of this stuff is pretty brutal. So last we left you on step 12 where I tried to make this keg thing and it was just impossible. So I improvised it and took a cap off of like a little spray bottle, and I made it so that it was more cylindrical like, and then we also made this full bar kind of set up here. So we're going to continue on here. The last thing I did was step 13 is I put all those pieces together on here, glued them. Some needed to be glued, some just snapped in. All right, so we're gonna move on over to step 14. It's like we're putting a 10-gallon hat on top of some type of bench or something here. So we need A21. Okay, first of all, get the accessory pack out. I'll just look for A. There's A21. Okay. Oops. Stay. And then we need A9, which is here. Oh, it's like a cabinet. Okay, and then we need J13. I don't know why they can't just stay on the same page. They make you go searching for all these other plates. It just seems so complicated and unnecessary. Q over there. Here's J. So J13, which is right here. The reason why I pull this up to the camera, slow it down, and then freeze it in place is for people that like to download videos and speed up content, like Amazon. Amazon seems to take my videos, 4-hour video, and knock it down to about 5 minutes by speeding everything up. All right, so we need to turn this way, not that way, this way, and use these two outer slots for the two pegs right here. There we go. That's a nice snap fit. And then the hat. There's a little bit of flashing on this hat. So we're just going to kind of clean that away a little bit. Okay. Here we go. So you got the two sounds. You got the snap sound that it's connected, and the squish sound is another type of sound. Oh, they painted on both sides. That's kind of cool. So if we hold it at a certain angle, then you can get like a three-dimensional. Because remember, it's all an optical illusion. It's a pretty good sized hat nonetheless. All right, so that's completed. That was step 14. A21, A13 and A9. There you go, right there. Okay, so now we're going to go over to step 15, which is taking N1 and connecting it with J43 and doing this 4 times, plus an M1, an N1 and an M1 and a J43. Here's, okay, so J43 are these little just tabs, and you need 4 of them. Okay, no texture on them, so a little more difficult to get out. I'm going to put them aside. I'm looking at this like wanted poster right here, or it's like a pegboard with a bunch of type of things on there, wanted posters and such. All right, so now we got to go and look for N1. J over here, E over here, F, G, H. There's no I, there's a K, there's an L, here's the M. Here's the M1, this giant plate right here. Okay, so we'll stick that here, put M aside, and this should be N. Okay, so we have N, N1. Here's N1 is this floor plate. N1 here, M1 we have, but we need what? Is that it? Okay. So it looks like we have the floor. Here's the orientation. Let me show you the picture. All right, so we make sure the gray part faces north. Take all these little pegs. They appear to be equal on both sides. So we got 4 slots, 4 pegs. Seems a little easy. I wonder if that's going to require glue, but it doesn't show. Let's see how this goes. See what happens when we snap this board in. All right, so I have this top board, but it has interesting little shapes and stuff around it, so let's try to figure out. Okay. So looking at the instructions here, you see that little gravel rectangle to the far left next to the barrel right here on the screen? That would be this right here. So we want to make sure that's facing west. We have a slot here, here, here. We have a staggered slot there, so I'm a little confused by this because these aren't staggered on here. So I think we're looking at this slot, not that top one, but this one here. This one, and this one. All right. So let's see if we can do this. So I may have to kind of rotate this to be able to kind of see it. Seems awfully loose. These little pegs in here. We got the first 2. Can we get you guys in here? Uh-oh. Had it in there. Really tricky. Having a little problem here, folks. This is going to require some liquid. All right, let's try this again. I know they fit. The problem is these little things are not like solid in here and they're moving around. So trying to align just doesn't seem possible. So we got the first two. Just refuse. Oh my Lord, wow. All right, I know it doesn't say glue, but we're gluing these things down because they're moving around way too much and they're not allowing me to align them. So maybe if they're solid in here, maybe they'll cooperate. There's always one that refuses to fit. It's just an open little bar sitting out in the middle of nowhere. All right, M1. So according to this, it looks like you can only have one side, not the other. We got 3 down and 1 that refuses to move. There we go. All right, stay. You know what we're gonna do? Put a little weight on there. All right. Obviously, it wants me to connect the 2 bar pieces to that floor. We can certainly try and see if it adds a little weight to it. So if we flip it around this way, according to the orientation in the photograph of step 16, step 9 and step 13, well, step 9 was putting that whole bar thing together. Step 13 was putting this whole bar together, which is that little guy right there is step 9. That little guy right there is step 13. Okay, so they want us to connect them to the floor like so. Okay, so if we were to connect these, that would mean this slot here and this slot here, connecting where? Okay, so you want it all the way over here, and you want it right here. So we're going to add a little glue to it, even though it says nothing about glue. But we're going to do it anyway, because I don't think it's going to hold up without a little help from our friends. See? Oh. Already want to cause problems. Always with the negative ways, Moriarty. Always with the negative ways. Oh my God, it already came apart again. Okay, all over again, folks. Let's try this again. This time, you know, let's just put glue on both sides. Why not? Why not get a little grippy McGrippertons happening here? There we go. Get a little grippy McGrippertons going on. If I had a little Play-Doh or clay, I think I'd probably just stick it right on the end there. All right, let's try this again. Flip this over. Stay down. Connect our little bar McBarton. Don't you flip up when I do this. Like you're trying to flip me the bird or something here, pal. Okay. So we got one down. Now let's see. We got a peg here and a peg here. Let's do the same thing. Let's get some tackiness going on here. And where do you want this guy? You want this guy over here and back here. Okay, let's try that. That should be fun. Right there and right there. What if I don't want to go? Oh, don't break. Don't break. Okay. Sticky McStickertons. Michael! Woohoo! Michael 070 the Red Dead Redemption, Red Dead Online homie is here to moderate. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Mainly smash that subscribe button to Real Talk Chimp. Okay, so let these guys kind of settle down a little bit here. What else? We can go on and do something else. So, oops, sorry. Step 16 was to connect those two bars from part 1 of our episode. Connect them to that base that we made, that dance floor type bar thing. We're going to move on to step 17 and figure out what the heck. Oh, it's some type of, it's a pillar. A pillar to connect the top story with the bottom story. First, it's the power of the sneeze. I think I popped out an eyeball. Okay. Let's see. K16 and K17. Did we pull K's out of here? There's a P. There's an N. There's an M. There's an L. There's a K. Okay, very sassy. You've got a Blackwater Saloon sign with Blackwater. Okay. Very involved. Remember, I told you there were 677 pieces in this kit. This is a huge, heavy kit. So we need K16, which is right here. So basically K16 and K17, which are both pieces sitting right here. a chimp project. What does that say? Chosen donut. Wait. Chosen dough Terry Yahweh. Yahweh. So chosen dough. Chosen doter? Yahweh? Oh boy, wow. That is, okay. 16 and 17. One, two. Now, what do you want me to do with these two? You want me to connect these somehow? Let's see. So these posts have to face downward. This circle has to face upward. And then you want me to connect these pegs to these slots? Oh, I can try that. Oh, that's nice and squishy sounding. I like that. Nice and squishy. Okay. That was a pillar there. Okay. It is a pillar of the community. That was step number 17. Flipping the page on over to 8. Now we're connecting the two things that we started with. So the thing we just made and the thing we started with, which is this little critter. And we're going to connect them to said base down here in the end of these two bar-looking doohicker thingamajigs. Okay, so rotate this a little bit here. Try to figure out where this could go. Let's see, we got two of these. And which way do we want this to face? We want the circle to face to the right. So it looks like we've got the only two that I could see. Oh, I see. Okay, so if we look close here, there's a circle at the bottom here. Here. You see this circle right here? I'm thinking that wires are going to come up through here. They're going to go up through the pillar and then come out that little hole right there and then go somewhere, maybe into the ceiling or something. So let's rotate this and see if this is correct. It's the only other place I see. The instructions are really wonky and kind of difficult to make out here of where they want this to go. So this little critter with its two pegs look like they're going to go into these two slots right here, even though they look uneven. Hat is supposed to face that way, yes. Doesn't seem to want to fit right there, though. That's kind of strange. Oh, it's got to go underneath this. Well, why would you do that? Why would you not make this, put this thing in first? Oh, son of a mother, father. I really got to hold this thing together when chimp handling it. Okay, let's try this. You want me to put this underneath while connecting it into that slot that refuses to go. Without breaking it. Oh, okay, there we go. So we took it, we ran it underneath this, and then snapped it down into its Peggy McPeggertons. Little tricky. I almost wanted an adult chimpanzee to hop out and help me. So now, this critter here, we're going to try to put into those two spots right there. Tucking it behind. Oh, don't fall apart. Don't you fall apart on me, sister. We're going to have to try to do this at a weird angle here so you can still see what I'm doing without everything falling apart. I think that's the best that we're going to do for now. I think once we put a ceiling on here, it'll connect. But you see how it sits behind this bar here. It gives it the impression that it's sitting behind the bar. You have that slot now where you can tuck your wires up, connect them through. You're also going to stick a lamp inside here so that eventually that menu right there will light up. So that'll be sassy. Plus the bar, the thing in the bar right there will probably light up. All right, let's put this down. All right. Still has stinky smell to it, chemical smell. That's what makes me sneeze and cough is the chemicals, whatever they spray on these kits. Not to mention the 100-degree weather outside. Lovely. All right, now you want me to do more sass? It's asking for more sass. All right, so what we did was step 18 here. We connected that pillar and that little end piece of the bar with the Stetson sitting on top. Like, don't know if it's a Stetson. And then we got that look right there, which is this look. Don't you lift up. You stay connected, which is that look right there. Now it wants us to add some sass. What on earth is all this? Step 19, the paper rope is evenly divided into 2 sections and wound into a loop shape. Paper rope, okay. Paper rope. Oh. Hey, chimp. Chosen daughter of Yahweh. That makes sense. Okay. I'm a little blind and it's the chimpanzee coming out of me, but yeah. Wouldn't it be funny if Canine was a dog? But Canine is a dog. No? Fireball whiskey straight up? You got it, Toots. Let's just get inside of our bar right here. Wouldn't you like a pear testicle? They look like testicles in a jar, but I think it's supposed to be the shape of a pear. Pretty cool. Yeah, I haven't put the spittoon in, but there will be one. I assure you of that. Yeah, it's one of them 3D wooden puzzles. I mean, they call them book nooks, wooden puzzles, miniatures, what have you. But yeah, you're pretty correct on there, Chosen. A saloon 3D puzzle, yeah. So here's this paper rope that they gave me, and you want me to corral this thing up into that shape? How do you do that? Just kind of roll it up this way around said finger. Something like this. Paper rope. What if I bring it up through here? I'm going to try to turn this thing into a noose and less of a lasso. Make this a hanging bar. Like Judge Roy Bean's. Judge Roy Bean was a hanging judge until he got hung up by his patrons. They didn't like being hung, so they ended up hanging him. And that happened sometime in the 1880s or so, right? I'll have to look that one up. If I add a little dab of glue on here, tighten that up a little bit. There we go. So I just wrapped it around my finger and then ran some of the loose cord around the doohicker here. Where do you want this to go? Let's put that aside for the moment. So we need a bunch of stickers. Oh, you want me to put a bunch of stickers all over this thing here? Oh, so the paper rope does get glued on, it says. So put a little glue here. Let's see if we can do this. I don't know why it doesn't have a hook. I don't see that staying up for very long. How'd that look? Yeah, I think there should be like a nail stuck in there so you can kind of loop that thing around. All right, so Q, Master Q. Here is the Q thing. It's a bunch of stickers. So you want Q20, which is this reward for, let me see. To read that? Reward 5,000, Billy the Kid, dead or alive. Bottom one in the corner there. All right, where do you want me to put Q20? It's got to go up higher, I guess. Okay. So grab a little sticker. Put this thing kind of at an angle here. Do I have carte blanche on here? Does it matter? Just right. Like so. And we need Q22, which is another wanted poster. Cannot get the magnifying glass to cooperate. Says Avis de Reche Van Helsing. Wasn't Van Helsing a vampire hunter? So it's all in Spanish, but it's a wanted poster for Van Helsing. I could have sworn he was a vampire hunter, but maybe I'm new to these parts. I don't remember Van Helsing being wanted in Red Dead Redemption 2. My cat is using my hand as a pillow. See, I can't get Sammy to do things like that. Q4. Little itty bitty picture right here of a bandit. Okay. Where do you want that? You just want that sitting right in between these two? That don't make no sense. How about above here? Let me see. Where does Q4 gotta go? Oh, I put it in the wrong spot. All right. The Billy the Kid they want on the front of this thing here, and then this guy. Like so. And, oh, okay, so there, yeah. The Van Helsing also goes on the front. Oh. No snapping. Okay, so that's that. Q23. Really? That's got to go higher, you're telling me? What is Q23? Wildly Cowboy. I don't know what that means. Wildly Cowboy needs to go right in between Billy the Kid and Van Helsing. Like so. And then Q21. Like Q21 doesn't have any place because I screwed up again. I mean, they want me to stack these things, almost layer them. The picture's so small that it's literally impossible to see. I can't get this thing to focus. Well, you know what? I will do whatever the hell I want to do. How's that? Q21. Rodeo. I'm going to put rodeo right here. Even though it's not supposed to go there. Oh, son of a mother father. What can I do if I had a nail of some sort? Be able to glue this thing up onto a nail or something. I find it hard to believe they don't give me a hook. That's bizarre. I will find a hook before the night is through. Q4. Did we do Q4? We did Q4. What else do you got? Q25. Q25. Why do you have two of the same rodeo stickers? Why do you want them in the same spot? Oh, it makes no sense. Put this one right here. And what else do we got? We got 20, 22, 23, and 21. We put them up already. We got 4. We got 23, we got 21. 21 we did. 24, 24. Another rodeo sticker. They must be every year. There must have been like one of these rodeo posters or something, it looks like. Anything else? We did 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and then Q4. That looks about it. Okay. So let me look in my box of goodies and see if I have anything remotely like a nail. Pretty sure I have a screw I can put in there. What about some Mr. Silly tape? It says it right there. Mr. Silly tape. It's a double-sided tape. I wonder if I can use that. It's clear. I think I can use some Mr. Silly tape. Let me see. What if I pull 2? Let's see if we can do this. If we put Mr. Silly tape right here. Okay. Try not to let it come apart here. And let's pull the... Let me pull the tape off. Won't you come apart? It'll make me smack you. I will call your mom and have you sent home immediately. Son of a mother. Maybe I can't use Mr. Silly tape. It's not cooperating. Nope, it didn't even work. Okay. Mr. Silly tape, you can eat a bag of dicks. All right, Mr. Silly tape didn't work. All right. Let's throw that away. See what else we can find in our little bag of tricks here. It's hammer time. Aha! Aha! I still got some of these little screws left from another kit. I wonder, without breaking everything, if I can put a little screw in there. Put a little screw in there. Where? In there. In where? In there. Okay, $10 says that I smashed this into pieces. Anybody want to take some bets? I don't even know how. Oh yeah, there's no way that's going to work. Nope. All right. Forget it. We gave it the good old college try, even though we didn't go to college. What's next? Capiche? All right, let's make some chairs. All right, so we need a J25. There's J. We need J25, which is right here. We need two of them. Okay. We need an A25 times 2. A25 times 2. Here's A25 times 2. Jessica! Hang on, Jessica. I got your intro here. Just a moment. Okay, take it. I got 3 of them. Where's the 4th? Oh, it fell through. Okay. We're gonna chimp handle this Pikachu here. Here we go. Pikachu. Pikachu. Okay, we're back. We're back. All right, let's try to figure this out. All right, so you want me to face it this way. This got to go under where? Under here? That looks like where it's got to go. Under yonder. What if it doesn't want to go? That's when you smash it into bits. Okay, that one does not want to cooperate, but it's really awkward looking. That does not look right for a second. A little fluff in there. Press that down in there. Okay. I kind of chimp handled these, so I got a lot of fluff taken off and some paint coming off there. That was unintentional. I don't know why they're not even. Now they should be even because I snapped it in. Close enough. All right, same with this one here. You got the 2 slots. You got multiple slots here, but these 2 inner slots are what we're trying to get these J pieces into. So flip it over, place it in. Fight the good fight. Oh my Lord. All right, this is when you do the unorthodox and you use your teeth. Puh. That tasted like butthole. All right, the other one in the place to the left of it. Oh my. Don't make me ask for an adult. Well, unfortunately, I had to use the teeth on both to get it to squash down in there. Leave it to the teeth. Okay. What next? Step 20, we're combining these pieces to make that piece. I can almost hear the sound of horses coming down the road. And then one of those horses hitting a trough and throwing Michael across into a window of a saloon. And then Real Talk Chimp smacking into Michael's horse and flying over Michael into a coffin or something. Who knows? All right, we need some cow patterned seat backs. Plus, that's A32. Looks like, right? A32, right here. Those little cow print things. A32. So we got wood on one side and cow print on the other. All right, so those guys connect like so with those 2 open slots there onto the 2 Peggy McPeggertons. Try. Squish. That one does not want to go. Why don't you want to go? Oh, I guess you'll go. Weird. Doesn't want to really want to go, but the other one is in there, I guess. Same thing with these critters. Zombie! Oh, got it. Look, it's a zombie, Mike. A zombie. We haven't seen the zombie in forever. Forever. This is how we play Red Dead Redemption now, zombie. We build models. We build miniature model kits of the Red Dead world. And we paint pictures of the Sonoran Desert and other sassy places so that our saloon has a house to hang out in, a location. Yeah, with my arthritic chimpanzee hands, I am doing what I can. Whew. All right, let's get some liquid here for a moment. Yummy ice cubes. All right, so we still have to make more to these 2 seats. We need A17 times 2. A17. Here we go. Here's A17. Actually times 4 because there's 2 benches. So we'll pull these guys out. Try not to break them. Are you serious? It already broke? Oh my God. That thing is all man handled. Chimp handled. Totally chimp handled. All right, so we connect. Oh, we need a J35 times 2. If you were J, where would you be? K? I thought I had J somewhere nearby, but I would be wrong. Here's J. So J35 times 2, which would make it 4. J35. Oh, I see. It's these things right here that go in between the seat. So when you, well, you'll see what I mean when I get these things out of here. I don't know what you call these, but they connect the seat legs to each other. There's a name for them, but me not being a furniture guy, I can't tell you. I don't know. All right, so we put this here like so. Okay. And then we connect 2 of these. Like you do. This side down. Like so. Get another leg. Let me get the one that I screwed up. Where is it? Here it is. So I want to face this one inward since I jacked this one all up. It's got 2 slots. You see these 2 slots right here? That these things snap into, assuming you can get them aligned. As well as placed underneath here. This is what it's like to make dollhouse furniture. So if you're hoping that you're going to get a daughter, or you already have a daughter and you're going to be building her a dollhouse, but this is a man house. This ain't no dollhouse here, man. Well, I mean, it could be a dollhouse because somebody will end up playing with it like a dollhouse. All right, so we have made a Stoolie McStoolerton with the little braces. Braces was the word I was looking for, but not the braces you put in your mouth. Viewers, we're just having a Red Dead moment. No, what the topic is Red Dead pretty much. I mean, it's Red Dead. It's an old Western Town Saloon in Blackwater. I mean, it specifically says right here, Blackwater. So we built, the first saloon we built was for Tumbleweed. This one's for Blackwater. Of course, it'll probably all go on the same street. So again, we have 4 slots underneath the bench, or underneath the stool. We have that one there. Sorry, it wants to, my phone wants to make my finger zoom in, but I want the little thing to zoom in. See the 4 open slots? These tabs go into the slots there, like so. Nice squishy sound. Snap. So that's what you want. Then before you put in the other leg, you want to try to connect the 2 braces here, which you see have a little pointed end to it, into that slot right there, those 2 slots. Okay, with the non-painted side facing down. Okay. because you want to give the dimension, you want to give it the attempt at realism here. Okay, oh. Gravity took that one down. Of course, if it doesn't stay connected, just put a little bit of tack on there, a little B7000. Make sure you're in a well-ventilated room before you start using the B7000. It is quite toxic. So at the same time, I'm trying to connect the sides. I'm trying to connect the top. Not successfully, apparently. This one does not want to cooperate. This is why I'm live and not doing this step by step. I mean, I'm doing it step by step, but I'm doing it live so you can see the turmoil that I have to go through to place these things together. Because, you know, when you just upload content of you're building something, you don't get to see that it took an hour to make one little tiny part fit. When it shows that it's just a couple of seconds. Snap of the finger and it's fit. I'm going to take like 10 minutes to do it. Yeah, B7000 is a super glue from China. We had this discussion already about what's the difference between B6000 and B7000. B6000 is used for metal parts and glass and smooth surfaces. B7000 is specifically for plastic and cardboard, these wooden type cardboard. But you must be in a well-ventilated area and be careful because once you stick it to your hands, you're going to be going to the ER trying to get it apart. So really be careful when you're using B1000. The main thing is it's super toxic, and one whiff of this and you will be on the floor. Unless you like things like that. All right, so I've already seen one of the sides come out. So I'm going to take a little, oh, wait a minute here. Oh, there was an extra one. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so there was an extra one in case it breaks. I had it in my hand. In case it breaks, you have an extra one. You know what? I'd like to use this as a hook. I wonder if I can. You know what? I am going to do that. So I'm going to split this thing in half. This is what we do when we modify. Remember, I am not a professional. Do not try this at home. Okay. I'm going to sand it down a little bit. And then I'm going to glue it to the bar and leave it there overnight to give it the illusion that it is a hook hanging off the bar. We know there's hooks on bars because that's where you're going to put your purse, your gun belt when you're not killing people, your cell phone bag. Wait, what? All right, so we are purely improvising here, folks. Purely improvising. Nothing like this is here. So I'm sticking this little critter that I just made, putting it underneath the rope. To give it the illusion, well, you can't see it, but there you go. To give it the illusion that it's hanging on something. Okay, sometimes you got to go above and beyond. Okay. All right, so we made our two little cow stools. Now, I assume we're going to put cow stools somewhere. Let's see. Step one. Oh, we got some other sass in here that we got to build. All right, so step 21, which was this here. Oh, we're not done yet. I'm sorry. We got to put some arm rails on these chairs. So A22 times 4. A22 right here. It looks like they give you an extra set as well. A22 times 4, 2, 3, I kind of dig these because they're sort of painted multiple color, like a reddish brown with a brown as well for some shading. Some black on there on the edges. It's kind of hard to see. I'm sorry, it's super funky. Okay, so it looks like we're just going to... Oh, you really don't want to stay, do you? Let's get this flash off of here. This guy, you know, I'm going to drop a little B1000, B7000 in here. So he's being a little too finicky. Hopefully. Whew. All right. Hopefully that solidifies. All right, so we have these little slots right here on both sides. We take the curved side, place it into the slot, and then the long side should rest against the back of the chair, or not. It's supposed to go behind it. Wow. All right, that's going to require glue. There's absolutely no way that's going to work, so we're going to take our glue back out. The only thing I like about this B7000, it has a lot of string that comes off of it. And to me, I think you can use it for like cobwebs if you really wanted to kind of go that route. Okay, the glue makes it more tacky so that it sits in there better, so that's good. I saw them little faces go by. All right, let's do the same thing for this side here. There's a little bit of fluff on this one, just kind of sand it down. Okay. There we go. Literally, this is how you make dollhouse furniture. I mean, straight up. If you're buying any kits for your dollhouse or for your train sets, and you need to start making little furniture and stuff like that, this is basically what you're going to be doing. Okay, that one slid in there better with the glue as a tacky base. There we go. Very delicate. These things are super delicate, these little pieces here. One, you know, just a little bit of chimp handling, and it's going to come apart. So what we need to do is we need to work on you all smashing that subscribe button. As you're trying to get to 5,000 subscribers before the end of this year. How about before the end of this live stream, we get to 5,000 subscribers? How about that? How about that? You didn't hear that. All right. Now that we have the chairs fully assembled, for step 21, make 2 parts. We're now going to connect them to the bar. So I see 4 slots down here, one at an angle. So we're going to connect the chairs. But what I'm going to do is, because this is so damn delicate, I'm going to add a little tacky glue in here because I don't trust that these are going to be sitting all sassy. Oh, for love of all that is holy, I cannot put that in there. Okay. Okay, let's try this very carefully. So you'll see that there's two legs that are longer than the other legs. Those would be the main pegs to sit inside of this little slot. And if they do not go, just like they do not want to go here, you may have to do some filing. And we have to do some filing. And pray that these things don't fall off. Oh, I guess you couldn't see that. Mea culpa. There we go, much better. Much better filing down the little footsies. Get them in there a little bit better. A big whiff of that glue. The blue side is a heavier grit, and the pink side is a finer grit. These come with most kits. It came with this kit. I usually hang on to them after I finish building. Okay. Whereas the front one, the front pegs, I obviously made this backwards the wrong way, so we're going to see if this works. Which means I'd have to completely flip it around, but it looks like it's going to work. Okay, good. Those pegs were supposed to be in the front, both of them, but I screwed up the back one and it still worked, so that's good. Here we go. Zoom it in so you can see this. Whatever he's getting ready to grill right there, I wouldn't mind some of that. Okay, and now we have to add something else here. A K3, an R5, and a K37. K3. K3 appears to be a fireplace. K3. Okay. So we're adding a K3. Oh, so it's a fire pit. There's a little gravel here. I couldn't figure out what the heck it was. It looks like we're building a fire pit. Okay. And an R5, we'll have to look at that for a minute. A K37. K37. Here's a K37. Looks like some barrels stacked. K37, you want this to go where? K37. You want that to go next to... Good luck trying to see it on that instruction manual. Holy shit. But that's right where the lasso is. So you want it behind the lasso or in front of the lasso? I guess the lasso has to sit behind it. Weird. An R5. R5? I don't remember seeing an R. I have an H. I have a G. I have an F. I have an E. I have a J. I have a P. An N. An M. An L. What the heck? Oh, here's an R. It's part of this plastic set. That's the R thing right there. What is this? It's a grill screen? Oh, okay, those are supposed to come off. Let's try to figure this thing out. Huh. Oh, it's already broken. That's lovely. All right, where does this got to go? Okay, so you got to wrap this. All right, super teeny tiny little slots here. See these almost paper thin slots? 2 and 3 right here. So 1, 2, 3. Somehow we have got to rotate this thing, but I already broke one of the sides. We got to rotate it so that it fits like so. My hands are shaking because it's so tiny, and I broke it off. Okay, so it's like a little fire pit, I guess, right? Except for the little metal that's broken right there, I think it'll still pass. And when I tried to rotate it, it just snapped right off. It happens. Okay, so that's kind of cool. So it's the front of like a fireplace, right? The little grill screen that you have on the front, I suppose. All right, let's clean up these little squares. Let me pick these squares up, are you? I like to have a sassy, clean spot when I can, because it means that the less things are going to fall on the floor and get stuck in Sammy's paw that he'll eventually eat and get sick. I don't want to keep anything from falling on the ground. Try to clean up my space as best as I can. Okay. All right, so let's see, what do we do here? So we did the K37. The K37 here, and we stuck it, I guess, off next to the rope. The thing is the rope, I made it too big, I guess, but you know, it is what it is. I got my little fake, you know, nail sticking out of there so the rope has somewhere to hang off of. The barrels in front of it really do not give a 3D effect. Then we built the fireplace with the K3 and the R5 to give us that little illusion there. Okay. So we basically completed page 08. So now we can move on to page 9. It'll be step 23. Yep. Oh, hey, we're building a fireplace. We are actually now building a fireplace. That is sassy. So step 23 is going to require some K parts. We're building a stone fireplace. Very cool. So we need a K2, which is right here. Keep that there. We need 2 K5s. And we need a K14. Be careful taking it out of the flashboard. Okay, so now we're going to try to connect these critters together. So we need this one here. So the orientation is the slots face forward and that peg, like you see here. So you see how there's one peg facing with an open slot and that peg right there. So this peg needs to be on the ground. This peg needs to be up. But that doesn't work because it's facing the wrong way. Now it shows that it's facing the correct way. It's showing that this side has to be, well, it is going to be against that wall, so I guess you won't see it. Okay, so it makes sense. So you see it, you're going to see it like this at this angle, not at this angle where you would see that. All right, so we do the same thing for this side. That was squished in there nice. And then we're going to put the face on it. So you have open slots here and here, here and here, pegs there, pegs there. Should be able to just lay this on top and hope it snaps in. And if it doesn't snap in, we got to do some filing. We're going to do some filing. Just know if you over file, then you'll have to glue the pieces in. That's a nice squishy sound. Squishy and clicky. There you go. It almost looks like a Hobbit, something that would be in a Hobbit house. Okay, that would be step 23 here. K2 being the top, K5 being the sides, and K34 being the face. That's what you should currently have. Making sure you do have those slots on top facing the correct way. That's the orientation. All right, step 23 is a whole lot of sass. You want us to do this. Build some type of sassy stuff here. All right, so we need B3 times 2. So let's go looking for B. We got A. We got D. Let's see, here's B. All right, B, let's flip it around. So we need B3 times 2, which is right here, with an extra one, in case you break something. These are really delicate, so really be careful taking them out. They're candle holders, with a little tea light camera on, candle on top. Okay, we need A2, let's grab A2 before we go to K. So we need A2, which is binoculars. Here's A2. Another super delicate piece. Okay, and now we need K12. JK, here's K. K12 is one of these old-fashioned clocks. Used to have one of those 1880s style clocks. So I have a desk. If you go back and you watch Red Dead Redemption back when we were playing it in 2022, I was in a different place that I was renting. And I had a desk behind me. That desk was from the 1880s. I still have it. It's sitting in storage. Eventually it'll come out again. I had all this Western stuff all over it when I was first playing Red Dead. All right, so we have K12. Looks like we're going to be gluing a sticker on here. Okay, so let's start off by building what it wants me to build here first. So we're going to take one of these candles, double-sided, and we're going to put one into this slot right here. Okay, seems a bit wobbly. May glue that in there. Then the other one into this slot right here. Like so. Okay, and then the clock has only one post on it, so it goes right into there. Okay, and then the binoculars need to be glued down. Okay. The binoculars. Okay. And then it requires a sticker for the front. Just putting the cap back on. Okay, so stickers Q8, which is this guy right here. Real pretty pattern right there. So that's kind of like what you normally place your candelabras on, I guess. So that they want me to drape it over the side. So it'll go right in front of the candles. That was not right. Trying to align this properly. Okay, so not going to cooperate at all. And it just hangs over the side, so all right, so then we want a K13, two K7s and two K13s. Okay. Two K7s and two K13s. Two K7s. Right here. Two K7s and two K13s. K13s are right here. Sometimes they get stuck to the back of the board. Got to kind of pry them off, be careful. All right, so these, sure. Okay, so these are a weird shaped little monkey. So they have a peg on the back. You'll know what they are as soon as you see them. So when you're looking at a fireplace, you have a shelf and then you have the braces under the shelf. That's basically what I'm making here. Plus maybe a decorative piece on it. So we're just going to connect this into there, if we can. Squished in there, you see. The brace that holds underneath the shelf. Generally you run a screw up into there. So you put some glue on your real one. Put some glue and you connect it to your board and you run a screw going up into the shelf. Okay, so these are going to be glued onto here like so. These will be glued onto here. So let's make the other one. Okay. Take this thing around. Sorry for my big old chimpanzee hands. Yes, sir. This would be the fireplace here. It's getting me a little high. The smell that they put on these kits that come in from China here, although I've never seen an American kit made yet. I'm sure there is somebody out there that free makes their own stuff, but they spray some type of chemical on these kits that is just brutal. And every once in a while, the breeze blows through and kicks it up and kills my soul. All right, so we're going to run some tack down the side over these posts here. Oh, and then you got the glue, super chemical glue here. That's lovely as well. That reminds me of when I was a little kid, snorting glue off of a Harley's tailpipe. Wait, what? Sorry, I blacked out for a moment. It's going to take that, put it on the fireplace where I just tacked. Try to align it up the best I can. This is more accoutrement, this is more decoration than it is actual something that you're using mainly for decoration. But it's holding up the, it's supposed to be like it's holding up the shelf. I'm going to try to move this sticker to the right a little bit more. Try to center it a little bit more. Kind of cute, right? Kind of sassy. Okay. So this is the stage that we were just working on here. Step 24, we put the two candelabras and the clock and glued the binoculars down. Then we put those little shelf doohickers underneath, we glued down. And that sticker as well. And then we got this right here. And now we're going to make another part to it. Looks like maybe a mirror above it. This is also going to require glue, it appears. And that'll go into those slots right there. So we need K1. K1. That is J. That is N. That is P. That is M. That is L. Oh, for the love of all that is holy. If you were, what am I looking for? K? All right, there we go. Here's K all the way over here. All right, so K1 is this piece right here, the Stonehenge looking piece. All one piece, so we don't have to connect anything together, so that's kind of good. Okay. This thing right here. And the K15, which is this horseshoe with the 5-pointed star in it. Decoration. Okay. That needs to be glued down to the center So what I think I'm going to do is connect this first and then glue down the doohicker. This thing's already coming apart, so let's push that back over that way. All right, so this critter, you see the pegs here? They go into these slots here. Again, if it doesn't fit, you must acquit. If it doesn't fit, you must file it down. Don't you fall apart. Very stubbornly. Very stubborn. I think normally a mirror would go in there, but it's not on this kit. Okay, that little candelabra fell over a little bit. There we go. All right, so now that we've connected that, we're going to take this horseshoe decoration here. We can drop a little bit of glue on it. Set it right in the center. Of this thing, like so. Okay, so if you look on most of these pieces, it's kind of hard to see. See that little horizontal line? That tells you where the center point is on these pieces. So you see that here, they're on all model kits, are all wooden puzzles. These lines tell you, they're directional lines, but they tell you where to post things. So this one's showing where the center is. So we align it up like so. And there you go. So this one, they want it inside where the fireplace is. So without breaking stuff, we have two slots here and here. Okay. So very delicately put those pegs into said slots. Somehow. Without everything coming apart. I'm going to file it down because I don't feel that it's securely working for me without breaking everything. If you haven't done so, if this is the type of content you like, consider hitting that subscribe button. Also, if you're new to the channel, which most of our viewers are, in fact, 98.4% of our viewers are not subscribed to the channel, I won't force you to be a member. You don't have to become a member, but I do need you to subscribe to the channel and help us get the 4,000 watch hours that we have never been able to do. Ever been able to make happen. It would be nice if we can get it in 2026. Okay. All right. So this refuses to go in here, no matter what I do. I really don't want to break everything to try to force this in here. Nope, not going. Not going. So the only way we're going to be able to do this, I think, is we're going to be chopping this down a little bit. It is way too thick. Okay. There we go. Just needed to take some of the flashing off there. Okay. So I'll go through all the steps that we did to get here. Step 23 was building the partial part of this fireplace. And then we added the sass to it. Then we added the decorations with the shelving underneath to complete it with this look here. Sorry for the glare. Then we added the mirror or whatever the heck that thing is with its little decoration. Then we connected it to the base in step 26. Oh, we forgot something. We forgot an F-15 Strike Eagle. Now I gotta look for an F. Where the heck is an F? We got a C. We got an A, B, C, and a D. This was all M and stuff. That's an H. That's an E. There's an F. We got ourselves a little yellow lab. Here is your F-15 Strike Eagle. Look at the puppy. Look at that puppy dog. You wouldn't be complete without a little tabby. As we know, in Red Dead, you got them little tabbies that you can't do anything with. You want to play with them, but they don't allow you to pet them. All right, so we got ourselves a little dog that looks like it's sitting in front of the fireplace, warming up. That's exactly what it's doing. Right there. So there is a little slot right here. We're going to take the peg on the puppy dog's foot and put it in that little slot there. Stuff's falling down. We're going to try, unsuccessfully, to put this dog in here. Dog don't want to go. I was trying to put the dog facing, with its back towards it, but they want it the side facing it. See if I can somehow zoom in and clear it up for you. I cannot get this thing to focus. It wants to focus on the phalanges to give that optical illusion of a three-dimensional said fluffy dog. That's all you're going to get. Okay, looks like we need to make some hand grenades. There's that dog sitting there. Step 27 looks like a bunch of hand grenades, but I can't imagine we'd be putting hand grenades in a saloon. So I'm going to think that they're barrels. Because in the last saloon, we had to put barrels, and they looked just like those hand grenades. So, but before we do any of that, we're going to take a roll around. So, oops. Try to get this doohick or thingamajig to cooperate. All right, I'll be right back. I'm going to go use the restroom. Talk amongst yourselves. I will be right back. Oh. Hello, Sammy. Hello, Sammy. ahead, Sam. Hi, baby kitty. Meow. Baby kitty, meow. Okay. Sam, I'm going to close this window for a little while. You'll let me know when you want to go outside. All right. And we're back. Okay. We're back. If you're just joining us, my name is Ricky with Real Talk Chimp. Live streaming on YouTube, right there. Real Talk Chimp. That's RealTalkChimp. This is part 2 of this Old West Saloon Book Nook kit from Wondyland, based off of a saloon in Blackwater, Red Dead Redemption 2. And this is as far as we've gotten right here. We built a floor. We built us a fireplace. We've had to do some improvisation on several parts because it is wonky. But we're going to move on down to the east side because I don't know why. All right, remember to like, if you like this type of content, share at Real Talk Chimp with your friends and family. Comment. Michael Contreras is here. Michael 070 and it looked like Jessica was here as well as Zombie. Hopefully they're all still here. Rulus, Man House, Man Cave. Yeah, hang out, chat with me, chat with our mediators, and we'll do our best to tickle your totem pole, amongst other things, and we'll get back down to the shenaniganery here. So also hit that subscribe button. Please smash that subscribe button to at Real Talk Champ, because we're trying to get to 5,000 subscribers before the end of today, for the end of 2026, the end of today. And yeah, step 27 is requiring us to get some parts here. K11, K8 and K9, 2 K11s times 2. It looks like a crazy Japanese stick grenade, but I assure you that's not what it is. All right, so we're going to get K here. So K11, K11. So K11, multiple K11s here. We're building 2 of these, so we'll grab one of these, one of these, one of these. Oh, guess who it is? I needed to close the window because too much hot air was coming out, and turn the fan on a little bit. But the king has awoken and wants me to open the door. This is the king right here. That is King Sammy. Are you King Sammy? Sammy, say hi to Michael. Sammy says, I'm just waking up. Can you say hi to Michael? Okay. All right, he's going to lick his junk for you, Mike. There you go. Okay, back to building the kit. So we have 4 of those critters. And then we need a K8, which is up here. So we need 2 K8s. And the K8s go in the middle. So we have that, and that. And then we need a K9 times 2. Here's your K9, Ian. Except there's a K9 in here that has a totally different look than the other K9s. Why? Why does that one look different from these two. But yet the arrows point to using this one and that one. I don't understand. Weird. Okay, well, I will use the ones that you are pointing arrows to. Usually they put those slots in there to make it so that it can flex. All right, so we start off by doing a K8 and a K11 together on one of these pegs. One of these pegs is not like the other. Oh, ow. Poke it through my skull there. Oh, is that as far as it's supposed to go? That doesn't seem right. Come on. Come on now. Come on now. Why is it stopping right there? Hang on a second here. Look, sir. It says you're supposed to go right through. Oh, see, a little bit of force. Okay, and then you sit on that one, and then you sit underneath here like so. So that you look like this, like a weird looking Christmas tree thing. Okay. Oh, son of a monkey. Go back on there and stay. Stay like that. All right, let's build another one. Also, you notice that there is a taller piece and a shorter piece. The shorter piece goes on the bottom while the taller piece goes at the top. Okay. And also, it shows that the painted side goes to the top and the blank side goes to the bottom. All right, we got two of those hand grenades. Now we need a bunch of A28s to make the little fragmentation parts of the barrel. So we need A is over here. All right, so we need A28s, which are these critters here. And we need how many? We need 2, 4, 6, 8. So what's 8 plus 8? 16? Okay. Let's reconnect this. All right, so we need 4 for one, 4 for the other. Got a little wooden thing here. Oh, did you want to go outside, sir? You heard me slide the door closed while you were sleeping. And now, how dare I close the door for King Sammy? How dare I do these things? All right, so we put 4 on that side. 4 more. So 4, it gets 8 total for each of these hand grenades. Okay, be careful taking these pieces off, sweetheart. All right, let's build one before we build the other. How's that? So we take these little critters, screw this one up. Let's turn this one around. Oh, that's right. That's supposed to be on the bottom, right? Wait a second. Oh, I screwed this one up. That one's supposed to be on the bottom. No, it's the correct way according to the instructions. I got to do it to this one. I screwed this one up then. Yes, I screwed this one up. We rotate this one this way. All right. So we take these and then we connect these slots into those slots like so. all the way around. There we go, squishing on there nicely. Let's go here. Squish. Squish. Sorry for the wonderful sound of the weed blower outside and the fan and the refrigerator, but I will be adding music bedding after I upload. 2 more. So you can see this hand grenade, Japanese hand grenade, taking shape here as some type of barrel. Some type of barrel. All right, make sure all the parts are squished in there. So that's what you should get for the first one. Like so. Okay. Put our flash inside the box so Sammy doesn't step on it. Okay, so now we need 8 more. Well, hello, sir. Have you come to give your stamp of approval? Yes, I know they're stinky. Hi. Well, hello. I can't see anything because there's a big giant cat right here. And now we're going to get a cat butt. Cat butt. Did you want to go outside, sir? Look, if I'm going to let you outside, you're going to let everyone know that they need to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Can you tell that to them? Tell them to like, share, comment, and subscribe, Sammy. You heard it from the Sammy. Now we'll reward him with going outside. There you go, monkey. Pika, pika. Okay, so like I said, we need 8 more of these critters. So it's stuck in there. These plates that these parts are coming off of are certainly thicker than some of the other kits that I've put together. Pretty crazy. Like I said, this is a whopping of a size kit that we're building here. All right. Next hand grenade. Okay. Squish that on there. Let's put it on both sides. That one doesn't want to cooperate. Flip it around. Huh. There we go. Hearing that squish. That one's good. That one's good. Okay, 2 more. 3 more. Okay, squish them all together. Do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. Ka-tink. Okay. So that's what we did. Step 27. We added K11 to the top and bottom and put a K in between, with that post being tall upwards and short downwards, and we made that Japanese hand grenade looking thing. On step 28, we stuck all the little fragmentation pieces on the outside of this thing and squished them in and created that. All right, so this is page 9. We're flipping over to page 10, and we are not making a hand grenade. We are making a table. Oh, that's cool. So they're like, what are they? Wine kegs? No, beer kegs. Beer kegs, right? Big beer barrels. Can you say big beer barrel 3 times fast? Big bear. I can't. And when you're doing that, you have to put the juice harp in between, so it goes ba bing 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 bada bung bung bing bada bung bing 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 bung bung bung. Big beer barrel, big beer barrel. Boop. All right, K35. We're looking for 2 K35s. We got 2 K35s right there. And we are putting these 2 K35s on the top one that's longer. Reluctantly, apparently. There we go. There's one. Another K35. Giant washers. Try to get the orientation lines to line up like you do. We need a K25. K25, which is right here. We know we're going to need 2, but we'll take one out. We are going to put the printed side facing upwards, like so. Okay. Then, according to this, we're going to put a sticker around this side here. So we need a Q5. We need a Q5, which is here. So just one of them. Q5. And now we're going to take, and I don't know why you already have the print on there already. I don't know why they want to cover it up, but I guess that's what we're going to do. We're going to try to stick it where the sun don't shine and try to keep it aligned. There we go. Okay. So we got that there. Here, there, everywhere, there. All right, so now we're making another one. So we need 2 K35s. 2 K35s. Okay, we're gonna go to the top side here. Put our K35 through there. Our K35 through there. And then, oh, that's right, K25, which is here. And that's going to face printed side upward. Oh, right, that's one we already built. All right. Like so. Okay, then another Q5 sticker. Right here. Okay, get it to align with the alignment doohickers. A little off. Try to keep it aligned as you wrap it around. Use your thumb to kind of keep it on there, as it is a sticky mix sticker tins. There we go. Okay, so we have completed 2 of these things. Come on, you stay there. Stay there. Okay, and now we need a K28 times 2. K28 times 2, and we got, ooh, look at that K28. Now it's like just K28 times 1. Look at that, like a shield. It's a tabletop, okay. So it's gonna go, there's multiple doohickers up here, but that center one is where this center peg is gonna go. So, I guess it doesn't really matter. So let's try to, there we go. It's your tabletop right there. Now just so you know, this has got some weight to it. This is heavy. You know what? I'll be right back. I can prove it to you. I can prove it to you. I will be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. It's coffee talk. Be right back. Hey, Sam. Run, Sammy, run. Run. No? No running? There's no running in baseball, Sammy says? Okay. I am back. Grab a couple of AA batteries. So I'm also thinking about doing another show, like, so we build models, right? Miniatures. We paint pictures. But I'm not a coin collector. I'm a numismatic. Somebody that can tell you if your coin is worth money and such. Find errors and whatever. I've been doing that for many years. My father taught me that as he was a coin and stamp collector. Let's put some batteries in here. One of the main things you can find that if your coin is fake or if it's got an error is the scale. Also used for illicit drugs, but I don't use it for that. This is purely for weighing things. And since I don't know mathematics, it'll be perfect if it doesn't work. And it doesn't work. Well, that was a waste. Okay. I guess now you know these are bad batteries. Well, I was going to weigh this stuff for you, but you'll get nothing and like it now. Well, poop! See, it's live television. That's what you get. Well, anyway, at least you see the sassy scale here. It's a digital scale. It's pretty good. It'll tell you if, you know, there's all coins have a weight to them. But if the coin weighs heavier or lighter, that means it's an error coin. And you can get a lot of money for it. But not today. All right. But anyway, yeah, these things are heavy. These things are heavy. Okay. We need A36 times 4. And that is a whole lot of guns. A36 times 4. All these rifles here. Okay, so we need 4 of them. So these are super delicate. I do not surprise that I will break a few of these. So the crazy thing is trying to gauge scale of these kits so that you can add figures, right? So this is supposed to be, it looks like a double-barreled shotgun of some sort. But looking at the size of it, kind of reminds me of it being a 1/35 scale. But then you look at the hat, the size of that hat, and then that's a lot bigger than 1/35 scale. So look at that hat compared to the size of this gun. Weird. Yeah, I don't know. But they're not using this as guns here. They are going to make this as decoration. So these A36 double-barreled shotguns are going into these slots here. And they are going to be like this. And like this. That went a little too high. Okay. And like this. And where did the other critter go? Son of a mother, father. We lost one. Could have sworn I pulled 4 off, but apparently I did not. Or it stuck, it fell down somewhere, who the heck knows. Okay, mate. One more slot. Cool. That is cute. That is a decoration I have never seen before. And I've been into quite a few saloons. Very cute. Okay, so that is that. So we got to make 2 of them, right? So we got to get another tabletop. Another tabletop. Put it here. Like so. Grab some more of these guns. Be very careful. Oh my gosh. All off there? Yes. Have 4 of them. Come on, stick or stay. If you don't stay, I'm going to put some glue on you. We're going to put some glue on you right now. These parts of you are just falling apart. So let's do some of that. Okay. Put our little gun barrels through the doohicker slots. Oh my God. There we go. Has anybody seen Disclosure Day yet? Kind of want to go do it. I kind of was hoping I'd go do it this last weekend here, but I ended up being too lazy and rotten. Okay. Got our Shotty McShatter tins on here. All right. We have made a dose of them. Very cute looking furniture. All right, now we got to sass them up with stuff. So we're going to need C46, D28, A6, A31, A7, A19. What the hell are those parts? Okay. So we'll start off with C46. Actually, I have A in my hand. So let's go A31, which is right here. A31 goes where? Goes right here. The first one there. Like so. A31. I want to see another A31. So you want me to do the same thing or no? The second table is going to get other stuff. So it's not going to be the same, it looks like. We need an A7, which is right there. I have no idea what that is. I can't for the life of me figure out what it is. It looks like a burning cigar sitting on top of a glass or something. I cannot be certain. We need to put that one right next to it. That's not going to work. So we need some tweezers. So this part is way too small for my giant chimpanzee. Okay. Oh, it's an ashtray with a cigar sitting on it. It's an ashtray with a cigar sitting on it. It does not want to stay. All right, we're going to drop some glue in there as well. Because that thing just 100% is not going to stay in there. Okay. Let's see, we need an A19, which looks like a pipe. A19. It is a pipe. So you got a cigar and a pipe sitting out. I think we can take some of the glue from there. Thank you, sir, and put it right into this slot. Like so. So we have a pipe and a cigar and a sudsy beer, it looks like. Okay, and we need two more pieces. We need a D28 and a C46. So we'll get the C first, which is our little pear drink. Which at first I thought were a pair of green testicles, alien testicles. They look like alien testicles, but I think it's a pear. Oh, it fell off. The base fell off. We're going to have some glue there. All right, so this pear drink goes on the far out end. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit of glue and put it, come back here. Put it on the bottom. Okay, and then we need two more pieces. We need A6. A6, which is a Stetson, looks like. that on the end here. Not going to happen. So we're going to use our file, get some of the flash off. Thank you for the likes. I appreciate it. If you're just joining the channel, if you don't mind hitting that subscribe button, we do upload content almost daily and weekly here. Miniatures, paintings, and video games. You know what? I'm going to try. Oops. I'm going to try to put it on this side here. Yep, that would be correct. So we got to rotate some stuff here. Nope, you know what? We'll just leave it and just make it our own thing. So we're missing a D28. A D28 would be over here. A D28 would be right here. Okay, a little thing of booze. Oh, that is not the right square. Okay, hang on. Hang on. Something ain't right. Gotta get myself connected. None of these squares look right. Let's try this one here. That one is correct, which means the pair must go here. Talk about a puzzle. Okay, that means that this guy goes here. I had everything backwards. So it's always good to go back and check. Okay, we need our doohickey tweezers. Wow. Oh, you are going to be troublesome. You, sir, are going to be troublesome. Get some sticky tack. Sticky tack. This guy does not want to go. I am about to cut the base off of this thing and just glue it right to the table like I've done in the past to other kits, because this one just refuses no matter what I do. Any shape or form. Okay, this one's done. I'm officially done with this shit. You are not going to piss me off today. Don't make me get Sammy to eat you. Remember, blades are dangerous. Do not try this at home. Try it like in a shop or something, or under adult supervision. So I have taken the nozzle doohickey thing off. And now we're just going to glue it straight to the table because it is not cooperating any way, shape, or form. There. That can go inside there. And now the pipe. And we'll sit right there. Perfect. Okay. All the sass is connected on here. But like I said, we had to kind of improvise here with the cigar on the ashtray. Shotguns are in their place. And there we go. Now we're going to work on next table. Okay. So the next table is going to require a K6. Which is right here. So this looks like a cutting board with some broccoli, some maybe tri-tip, and some green beans. Oh, damn, that is fine. That is fine. Always got to make me hungry, don't you? Okay, so this one gets glued down. So let's get the other parts first. A bunch of A's. A. Here's A's. All right. So we need A27, which is right here. I'm not sure what that is. Is that mashed potatoes, or I'm not sure what that is right there. We'll put that down here. We need an A29, which is right here. I'm not sure what that is. At first I thought it was an absinthe, but the writing is so small I cannot read it. It's something BALM, but I cannot read it. Very small print. Okay. Okay. And then an A3, A3, which is right here, which is some type of stein. Okay. So now we're going to connect these critters. Oops, don't fall over. All right, so let's take a look at the orientation here. Let's see. Okay, A29. It's right in the center of this. How, though? Let's try this again. It goes off to the side, maybe? Okay. Yeah, let's see if we can get you in here. No? How about over here? No. Silk Den 1. Balm equals something that soothes. Well, yeah, right. And absinthe they used in a drink, which they also used absinthe to, like, calm your nerves down, right? Yeah, that's why I figured we're not doing a medicine shop, we're doing a bar, so that seems odd. So I may be reading this wrong. Like I said, the print is super small. Even with the magnifying glass, it's like MY, I can't read that. It's so freaking tiny, even with a magnifying glass. It is impossible to see what it is. But it looks like it says BALM at the bend. Like it's MY, 3 different letters that make no sense to me, with a BALM or a BASM or a BAIN. Like my sea balm. What would it be doing on the table? Unless they were using it to coat the food with. I don't know. I don't know what it is. All I know is this little piece here did not want to fit in here. I think that would be. There is an Apothecary 3D wooden puzzle, Book Nook, an Apothecary, but it's not set in the Old West time. It's more like a Harry Potter type thing that I wouldn't mind putting together, just not making it Harry Twatter or anything, but I like those little Apothecary, bottles and stuff like that. Like I used to collect those little types of Apothecary bottles and such, and would have them on my shelf, but they have all disappeared over the time from several moves. Okay, so I'm having problems with this piece as well, so I'm going to chop off the base and glue him straight to the thing. He doesn't want to fit even while sanded down, because the slot that is made for him just refuses. So I chop off the base and we'll just straight glue him to the table like we did with the other one. So let's go a drop of glue here for the cutting board and then a drop of glue here for this little stein. So it's just going to sit there, not staked down, unfortunately, and then we'll put a little cutting board right here. So that's what you get. Now I'm pretty sure that these labels that they make for these kits, you know, they shrink them down as small as they can and print them out. But certainly neato. Some white. Stay, don't fall off. All right, so this is showing how we made the tables. The step 32 with the top, the middle, and the shotguns, completing that table. And then this is me putting all the sassy stuff on to said table. Okay, and now we're gonna switch to page 11. So it looks like we're gonna set the tables into the floor. Okay, so the one with the mashed potatoes goes to the north. Okay, so here we go. We've got these two slots. One here and one here. So let's see if we can do this. Oh my God. Of course, why would you think it would go there when it won't? Let's put some glue down. That doesn't sit right. I don't like that. It's bumping into that slot right there. Which is probably not supposed to be there. I'm almost certain it's got to be there though. But if it becomes a problem, then I'm going to chop that base off. Chop that peg out of there. But I'm sure that's going to hold down a wall. There's literally no way to put this thing down with that peg being there. Well, sorry, it's going to have to go. That's why I got one of these critters. And it's gone. Sand that little nub down, nice and flush. Now we should be able to put table down. We assume. There we go. Table is down. Luckily, I don't think we have to do without side. No, because this one gets to go right in that slot there. Just a matter of finding it. There we go. I'm going to add some glue because it's also... This one's like perfect. This one I didn't need to file down at all. It's just trying to find it. There it is. Well, it shows it rotated this way. Not really. Obviously, I screwed it up. Something has fallen off of it. Oh, the thing that we customized fell off. Can you see that? Okay, looking sassy. Looking sassy. All right, now you want me to make a bunch of little stools for step 35 and place various stools around. All right, so we're gonna need J39 and a bunch of A stuff. So first thing we're gonna do is take a sip of drink. And then we're gonna say this. This big forehead that you're looking at right here is Ricky from Real Talk Chimp. That's RealTalkChimp, that guy. We're live streaming on YouTube at Real Talk Chimp. Part 2 of this old Western saloon from Wondyland. All the information is in the description. We've been building all of this stuff for you. This is the painting of the Sonoran Desert that I did a few weeks or a month ago for my previous saloon and for this one. It's always good to have some sass behind you. It turns out that 99.4% of the viewers that watch my content are not subscribed, and that's atrocious. So we ask that you hit that subscribe button. You share at Real Talk Chimp with your friends and family so they could potentially hit that subscribe button. If you like the content, hit the like button. And when you subscribe, you don't have to join. You don't have to be a member. You don't have to do any of that. I don't even know how any of that crap works. It just came with the YouTube when you hit a certain milestone. So, but comment. Whether you're watching this live right now with me or you're watching it as an archive video on YouTube, comment something you saw that was cool or funny or stupid or whatever. Got something that's on your mind? Let loose, pal. I got moderators on here and I got me. And if worse comes to worse, Sammy will take over. All right. So we have to make 6 sets according to this thing here. So we need J39. J39. Okay, this is D, CD. This is G. Oh, I see J over here. Okay, let me grab J. All right. J39. Here we go. J39. 6 of these. Take a look at this revolver. If I could get it to. Those of you that are gunsmiths out there know what this is. To me, it looks like a 38. But I'm a little curious on when this style of handgun came out. So you can let me know. All right, we got 6 of those. So now we switch over to A. A, we need a lot. 3 per chair. So we need 6. How many is that? Since I'm using my phone, I can't use a calculator. All right, let me see here. Let me use the tablet. Where's a calculator on a tablet? There it is. All right, so we need 3 times 6. Oh my God. Why wouldn't there be a multiplication symbol? No. Son of a mother, father, sister, and brother. How is there no multiplication on a freaking tablet? All right, fuck it. We're not using the calculator. Somebody tell me what 3 times 6 is. Okay, don't. Make me guess. This is going to require a different type of tool to get all these out, because these things are super teeny tiny. All right, so we'll just do 3 at a time. So put 3 there with a base. Okay, 3 more with a base. These are the tedious things that you get your child to do for you, if you have a child. If not, you try to get Sammy to do it for you. Sammy will flip me 2 birds. 2 paws. Okay, 3 for that. And another set of 3s. I have extras in case you snap these things. Okay, there's 3 more. Okie dokie. Now let's try putting these things together. So, but we have 4 slots. Why do we have 4 slots? Are you serious? You have to add a... You need an A37 as well to put this chair together? Well, you didn't tell me that. Okay, so you need an A37, which is the center brace for the chair. So we need 1 over there. Need 1 over here. 1 over here. So you know I am not a hand model. I have a model hand. But that's for my joystick. And then now we need 6 more of these little weird things here. Okay, so 1 goes here, 1 goes here, 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 and here. All right, let's try to build one of these sassy things. So we have 4 little slots here. And then we take the curved side with the bendy piece. I'm not going to be able to focus this in because of my fingers. My fingers are in the way. Oh well. Put them in there. Oh, please don't make me have to sand all of these down. Thank you. One like that. Little spindly things like that, like that. Now it tells us to take number 37, which is this thing here, and set it into this very complicated little thing here. Can I go at this angle? Of course you're going to make this impossible. Why? Well, I think this would be easy. Son of a mother father. Ah! Oh, I think I broke all those. Let's try again. But we try one at a time, maybe. Let's try one at a time. It's going to be impossible. These things are so freaking delicate. Nope. Yeah, I can't figure this one out. This is an intricate puzzle that's too far advanced for my pay grade. Okay. We're just not going to put that metal bracket in there. How about that? We will make it our own style. This is really stupid. Oh! That was the end of that. That one ain't gonna get it. Okay. Oh, these things just do not want to stay in here. Fuck me. I guess we got to tack all of these little things down because they just are going to be a pain in the ass. So. Another one. Moving on to the next. I'm going to do the same thing with these. I'm just going to tack them all down. Stuck to my hand. Okay, next. Think it'll go? You think it'll go? Nope. So I'm getting rid of all these metal pieces here. poor decision making. I don't want them in my kit. They're gone. Use them for something else. Okay. Making me too frustrated anyway, so. If you think you can put them in, you got smaller hands than me, go for it. But yeah, my giant chimpanzee with part gorilla DNA makes my fingers just way too big to manipulate that little tiny of a thing. Okay, 2 more. Look, if you don't get frustrated when you're building a miniature or a puzzle, then it's not challenging enough for you. Just like video games. If it's just way too easy, you might as well be playing checkers or go fish. These things are tricky. They're super teeny little parts. They're sensitive little parts that will snap in an instant. And if it's not a challenge, then what's the point? Because when you complete a challenge, how does it make you feel? You feel productive. You feel good, right? Sometimes you have to make decisions, and if the part just don't want to go, if you want to modify it to make it go, or if you want to leave it out. It is what it is. So the part that I'm having problem with is the A37. It has these slots that are supposed to wrap around these posts. The problem is the posts are too wide for the space given in the A37. So all A37s are thrown in the box, gotten rid of. Okay, so these guys don't have pegs that stick into the floor. These guys are strictly going to be glue the bottom of their feet to somewhere on the floor and hope they stay. They want one on each of the tables here with a F7, an F7, an F7, F7, which is a boot. It's a boot. I got a boot here. Hey, Sammy, are you Canadian? No, you're Norwegian. He wouldn't say a boot. I've got a boot. Where do you want this boot? You want this random boot sitting in that slot right there. So, see that slot right there? They want me to put this random boot sitting on the floor right here. And who would just leave a boot sitting there? Well, okay, so we put a boot there. Now we need a J41. A J41, which is a barrel. J41, which is this barrel right here. Okay. You want the J41 to be sitting right there in that slot. And that's not going to work because that piece is way too big. What about right here? I'm sorry, right here. That slot gets the boot. Gets the barrel. So I'm not sure what that empty slot is right there. All right, so here we go with some glue. I'm going to switch to the B7000 as if it's more of a tacky cement. And then we're going to tack down some of these little critters. So need you to stay there, Sammy. This is going to get stinky. This is stinky, sir. Walk right through it. This glue is really stinky. Too stinky for a cat. All right, very delicate. So I wouldn't move this thing just yet. Move it out of the way or anything like that, because these little critters, they need to glue down. Surprisingly, I don't think we're going to be able to finish this kit. The kit says 10 to 12 hours. So that big old baby chair right there and that thing looks super tiny next to each other. So maybe that one's for giants and these are for children. I don't know. We're just going to leave that alone there. I'm going to wipe the wet glue off the tip, the nozzle of this glue so you can put the top back on. Well, this stuff is stinky. Hang on a second, I'm going to back out a little bit. That glue is super, super volatile to your brain. So you can see I'm building this in the kitchen because it's the only space that I have that's well ventilated and has the best lights in here. My room is too dark with only one window and one freaking light, little desk lamp, so I am in the kitchen area. All right, so we put the J41. All right, so we connected those tables. I don't know why this is so freaking unfocused. Hopefully you can see. I can't see them very well, but then we built these stupid things. I built them without A37. If you think you can make it work, go for it. That's what it should have looked like. That's where you would put your feet. You know, your feet would hang on that thing. If not, then we stuck all those little benches with glue, with the glue symbol there, connected them to the floor and made it look like that. And when this thing all dries, we'll work on the battery box and the wiring harness. So let's give this a little bit here. All right, so here we go. Step 37 says warm white light 45 centimeter, the longest, goes on top. Warm white light 33 centimeters, one of 3 equal lengths, goes to the right. Then we glue down the warm yellow light, which goes into this fireplace. And then the warm white light goes up into that circle. Okay, so wiring harness and battery box here. Okay, so we have battery box with 9 billion wires. And we checked this in the beginning, in the unboxing and the tutorial. A lot of lights. There you go. A lot of lights. So this looks like your fireplace wire right here. Okay, so turn that off. Oh, come on now. There we go. That's all connected. All right. Pretty little lights. Oh my Lord. This does not look fun. Okay, so you want the wires to go this way. So let's see here. So you got this one here, which should go in here. Like so. It does light up that little bar menu. So that's pretty cool. And so it's tab. That's pretty neato. Okay. All right, so we need to figure out a way to... I think that's when we take the clear tape. This is where I feel like I'm being punked. Take the clear tape here. Take that wire down right there. Okay. So then we've got, where do you want me to send the, let's see. Where does the push thing go? The push tab, the tab, the tappy tab. Let's go over here. I think we can hang on to the twisty here because this is way too many wires to be dangling around. Let's get this twisty. Okay. Seems awfully confusing. This glue is killing my soul. How exactly am I going to get that to go all the way over here? How do you figure? Okay, that would be nice if that thing flickered a little bit. I'm blind. Shut it off. Where's the tab? Thank you. Holy shit, that blinding light. All right, but you want that to go up. You want this to go up and around like that. So I need to add a bend to it, is what you're saying. So let's add a bend. I'll have this stay right there, right? Okay, I need to get a little piece of tape then. For now. Okay. So this has to get tucked underneath like so. Does not want to cooperate. So I'm just using this like kind of clear tape right here to try to just tack things down as I try to maneuver the wires around this monstrosity. Let's see. About all those chairs falling off. I think this is going to be the trickiest part of this entire kit, is trying to figure out where all these lights go. And try to get them which direction they have to go. Yeah, I'm going to need help with this, I think. Fortunately, I live by myself, so Sammy's not going to help. figure this out a little bit here. If we don't do the lights right now, we just work on other stuff. That's weird. You wanted us to put the rope under the bar, but now you're telling us to put the rope somewhere completely different. But I don't have any more rope. I don't understand. Got a shit ton more we got to build. I think I'm going to call it here for part 2. We have gotten to just disgustingly nauseating wire harness thing. I think I need to let the glue dry over there before I start tinkering with all of this crap. Anyway, my name is Ricky with Real Talk Chimp. Streaming live on YouTube at Real Talk Chimp. That's RealTalkChimp. Normally I'd like to go 4 hours with a kit, but I have come to complete confusion. So I'm going to try to read about this on Reddit or try to find a template that somebody else has used to try to figure out these wires. This has been part 2 of Old Western Saloon from Wondyland. All the information is in the description, as well as tools that I use. Thank you, Michael 070 Knight and Jessica Pika Hart and Zombie King, for moderating and hanging out with us. I appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button. If you're not subscribed, consider hitting that subscribe button. Also, if you like this type of content, we upload pretty much daily, weekly, whatever. Hit that like button, whether you're watching this back as a live stream or watching this back as an archive video or as a live stream. I paint, I build miniature kits, I play video games, and I have a cat named Sammy. What more could you possibly want? All right, and I swear sometimes. Yep, I got a potty mouth. All right, like, share, comment, subscribe. We'll catch you next time with more exciting debauchery and shenaniganery for Real Talk Chimp. I will catch you on the flip side. Peace and chicken grease, everyone. Catch you later.